I'm going live. Try to fix ASAP. Airheads, dude, is so good. Okay, we'll try to enter by phone. So he's there, but we can't see him. Who we got here? JT was going to grab a drink. Floyd's here. And, oh, wait. There's might be Jay now. Yeah, now we can see you.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Wait, are you not computer illiterate?
Yeah, well, it was on my laptop and everything, you know. I could see you guys. I could hear you guys, too.
I know it's hard for you older people.
Yeah, right.
Hold on, we got Juan, Brandon, Dusty, Floyd, JD, Eric, Bobby. Floyd said he's making a purchase tonight. We're going to always purchase him. Mike's here. Loretta. I like when we have females in the industry hanging out. Eric N. Well, if you haven't done already, hit that like button, share this out. We'll wait a few more minutes before we kick it off. We got Jay from B2 Audio Europe, because you're going to call us B2 Audio USA. Deviant's here. He needs to win something, because has Deviant won anything?
Yeah, he's won some Gale Force speakers. I think that's the only thing that I can remember.
Well, I see him entering. Soul Sharper. What's up? Bobby says, got the 16K marks in 4-hour charge from now. Big Jeff bumping. Juan's here. Okay, so if you haven't done it, hit that like button. Share this out. We are on Facebook, multiple YouTubes, and everybody can see everybody's comments. This is episode 44. We brought Mr. Jay Holm back on. Talk more about B2 Audio and stuff that's upcoming. Let me pull up my sheet here. Stand by. There we go. Oh, that's right. We got T harnesses in from Access, where you can put in with a factory radio, and it gives you the speaker level. Basically, you use the T harness. You don't have to cut anything, and it gives you your speaker inputs, which is real cool. Audio control, we are not getting rid of because it's bad product. We're just getting rid of because we just haven't sold much. So we're blowing that out. We got to make room for new stuff. And then tonight, we're going to be giving away a couple things. One is DD audio product, hasn't been out yet. It is the EX 6.5 coaxial speaker and the EX 6.5B. Those are new items from DD. I'm not sure when they release. Probably pretty soon. What else we got here? All right. Well, if you want to win the DD EX 6.5 coaxial, is not even on the market yet. You can just comment the word B2, the number 2, and we'll pick that later on. So we got Jay Holm in here. I know it sounds weird. We haven't even really kicked it off yet. I feel kind of weird, man. I'm just tired, beat up. Tax time has been crazy. I got customers flipping out because stuff isn't there in 2 days, or I don't even know, man. It's pretty crazy. But we're going to have a good night tonight and do some hanging out and some talking. We have the audio control giveaway and the excess power giveaway going on right now. If you haven't seen those, the videos are up everywhere. You have to share, comment, like, and then you have to text us. We're giving away a excess power battery and Audio Control Epicenter, which is kind of cool, old school. All right, I see the count going up. Let's see if I missed anybody. Marshall, what's up? No, you got plenty of Facebook users. There's Camilio George, Eric Fulton. There's plenty. Everybody logs in from everywhere, which is cool. And with Restream, y'all can see everybody talking. I'm not sure what this paired is. I guess I'm the only Facebook. Why does it say paired next to his name?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a new thing. But remember, we're also streaming on 2 different Facebooks. So.
Oh, yeah. A couple of
Or
YouTubes.
maybe even 3. So.
Okay. Well, let's get this thing started, Ben, and we'll be right back.
We back at it. Let's go. Yo, it's the Big Sound Podcast. Welcome back. We got one hell of a cast to keep it action-packed. Big Ben in the box, chilling behind the scenes. Taylor chopped his locks, and now he's Mr. Clean. Big Jeff up next, yeah, he hosts the shows. Got audio legends coming on the set. Wanna score some advice? Swish, nothing but net. And the usual suspects at the chats. We got Deviant for Life Stays rapping facts. Hit the website no matter what your budget's. Year, make and model, we will tell you what fits. And hair tricks, get them for just $1. Cop a Big Jeff shirt and pop your collar. Price is so low that you finna say thanks. Big Jeff even got his own lithium banks. We bout to take off like a convertible drop top. Haters sneaking in, they get hit with that bot shot. Get your shades on and your pinky ring. Then put your grills in and grab your Cuban link. Now you're ready to go, yeah, it's time to begin. You know it's Big Jeff Audio for the win. Team Big Jeff, y'all can start the show. Let's go.
Not so long ago, we had the pleasure of meeting Jay Holm from B2 Audio here on our own store. We had such a good time. When he came back, he co-hosted this podcast. The idea to bring back B2 Audio to the States was born. You remember. And everything was settled. B2 Audio is coming back to the USA, and you'll be able to find it at Big Jeff Audio, where you go for big sound. Why bring back B2 Audio? Why? Let me show you why.
This is B2 Audio, the choice of the world's champions. Our attention to detail and the use of top quality materials make our products exceed the expectations. Handmade by experts to achieve top quality, durability, and the best possible sound.
For those and many more reasons, B2 Audio is coming back bigger than ever. Now let's talk more about B2 Audio with Mr. Jay Holm.
So there was a couple comments I saw I just want to touch base on. Yes, we are seriously busy tax time. I had a customer, Jay. You know, there's some customers, man, that just kind of push you and you try to be cool. He ordered on Friday, okay? All but 2 speakers were shipped out of here and was at his house on Monday, okay? On April 1st. And 1 set of speakers were out of, so we drop shipped it from DS18. I mean, and it shipped out yesterday. So Monday, today's Tuesday. It shipped, his main order got there. And the other set shipped out, and the guy's flipping out, and he's calling DS18, and then he's accusing us because we're lying, and because one of my sales reps said it shipped from another warehouse, because we're not going to say it drop shipped from DS18, because then this is what they do. The customers will call DS18, bitching at them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the way that works. So, yeah, we've been crazy busy. I put up some pictures yesterday, stacks of orders. Thank you to everybody. We do our best. Stuff usually goes out same day, if not within 48 hours. And then everybody's busy. Do you guys have like a tax season over there?
Well, not in particular. Some of us might be getting some tax money, but usually we already know what they're getting. And since the taxes are so closely tied to our paychecks and so on and so forth, it's very limited in terms of what they can be saving up.
Right. So it's not like we have like a big tax season here.
Not
Okay, it's a
really.
little different, right? So anyway, we got Jay Holm on tonight. I just wanted to vent there because it's like, it's crazy. People are just so not understanding that like Black Friday, tax time. It's like the busiest times of the year, and you're getting people getting stuff within a few days and still upset. It just blows my mind. So anyway, we're talking about B2 audio. I want to cut in a couple things because a lot of the people on here maybe not have dealt with B2. They just hear about it, and that's the impressive thing. How long that line, like how far it goes with people knowing it and following it. In that video, you're hand making the subwoofers, right? So give me an idea. What all is handmade by you and your partner?
Basically, the Rampage series and upwards. That's what we're hand making. Stuff below that, it's not really cost worthy.
Right, of course. And then that stuff comes in, but you're still check quality control and again, there's different grades of parts and products.
Sure.
So all definitely high end. So B2 Audio obviously was in the US what, a year, 2 years ago?
Yeah, well, I think we publicly said that 2023 after July or something, we more or less let it slide. I can't really say slide, but we started to go another direction and looking for other options.
Right. So everybody keeps bringing up that there's still stuff at Sky High Car Audio that's been there forever. Those are old part numbers, like not even to be compared to anything now. So what we're going to try to do is hopefully maybe by the end of the month have over the loudspeakers, tweeters, and some of the smaller amps first, and then back that up with the big subs and the big Korean amps. So we have the Korean amps, and then we also have amps from China. But can you explain to everybody, is there a difference in that compared to other people's, I won't even say budget, but lesser expensive amplifiers?
Well, of course, we have our different levels of amps, and some of the smaller amps, the super compact ones, they are from Asia. Some of them are Korean design, but made elsewhere. But in terms of the big boy amps, the larger 2 channels that we're bringing in from, I think next week, we have some of the new 2 channels, 4 channels, and 5 channels. They're all Korean. Quality-wise, well, of course, all of them are tested prior. I'm not saying that you might not be able to find an amp that is bad out of the box, but all of the amps are actually tested prior. So what happens when it goes from factory to end user? Well, we cannot really say. Most of it is tested. Maybe not for hours and so on and so forth, but it's tested with a signal and so on and so forth. So amps are not just, from an assembly line put straight out to the customer. They are all ran as a burn-in test.
Right. You got Floyd here, and this is cool that people are recognizing that. The saying "sweet like a Danish." You want to break that?
Yeah, correct. It's a wordplay. It's just a fun wordplay.
So we're gonna get the product in, and then we're gonna go through, do the unboxings, take videos, get the line in strong, kind of control it. It's not going to be flooded out everywhere. It is, I want to say, quality product that stands out. So, SMD Steve is always backed up, especially your mids and highs.
It seems like Juan Roque is asking, we are expanding our tweeter line. We've been expanding those for probably the last 7-8 months or so. It's just they haven't really been in the States. So we have 3 or 4 new tweeters already that we're going to be able to supply to the U.S. market within very soon.
And then all the product is going to have diaphragms, recone kits. So you're not going to be stuck with it and saying, what do I do with it? So we're making sure to equal out pretty much everything we bring in is going to have the equal amount of recone and diaphragms. If anybody has questions tonight about B2 Audio, that's what the podcast is about. I'm totally stoked that we're going to have the opportunity to bring that back and build that line back up. This is a bass head line. This is a sound quality line. This is an everyday line. This is it's something that you still hear about everywhere and hasn't even been in the U.S. in a long time. So I definitely invite you to check that out. What are the wattage range on the 2-channel amps? Okay, so you're going to break that down because we have the Korean stuff and then we have the Chinese stuff.
Well, the new Korean amps, the Rage 2300.2, it's 2-channel, puts out 2300 watts at 2 ohms. So it's
Right.
2 by 100, 2 by 1175. So,
And they're efficient. And they're efficient too. Don't need crazy amounts of power. Yeah, that's a huge thing. So there's what? How many different amps? Like 8?
Well, we have Riot series, Rage series, Zero series. Those are the ones that we're basically running now. And we have Rage MI series, which is like an even more compact. And we have the Mani series. So we have 4 to 5 different amp lines.
And then how did that come about? The Rage and Riot. How did you guys come up with that?
Well, before we had a lot of different woofers. It was like a HN, IS, XM, CC, and so on and so forth. So we tried to basically slim it down. Instead of having like various amounts of amps, we wanted to make sure we had like a line that was more logical, so they can basically apply amps and so on and so forth towards that as well. So we said that, well, it was all about the riots. Like, what do you do when you start out as mad or people, they get into a riot? What happens when people are in a riot? Well, they might have some rage going on. And after you have some rage, well, people go on rampages. So it's basically like different levels of madness or so on and so forth. So the rampage is usually at the top of the line. We have a series that doesn't start with Rage right there, which Rampage, it's the X2C series, and all of the X2 or X26 series are like the step above, but also way more limited though.
So a Riot 7500, which is basically 7,500, and these are underrated too, correct? These are going to do that power plus.
All of our amps should be able to at least do their power. We've had most of them tested on dynos, and we know that they are able to hold up what they need on the dyno. Hey, what's up, RP?
So the Riot 7500 is going to be a map of around $900 for the big 7500. And then you also have the Riot line in the subwoofers. Give everybody just an idea pricing wise. The Riot 12,000 watt subwoofer, you're going to be around $400. And we'll break all this down in a minute. Riot, let's say the Riot 6-inch, that's a set. And then those are also sun coated phase plug. You're going to be about $150 a set on the Riot 6-inch. So super, where'd you go? Oh, there you go. Super, the price, like I said, it's definitely not budget, but it's not super high end. It's going to be in the middle, and it's going to be quality stuff. We're not going to get into comparing it to other brands. We're just going to talk about it. Now, tweeters, as he was talking about, there is a lot of tweeters. So let's just look at the Rage T 1-inch tweeter.
Yeah, that one there is Neo. So what we did, we basically swapped out the old series that we had, the T1s, which was ordinary
Yeah,
ferrite. So
we're
we
only
made,
talking about $80 Matt on those, which
yeah,
that's a great
and
price.
those are Neos as well.
Right. No, man. You know what? I don't need somebody asked about the cube. When I'm just in it, I just do it, and then I was gonna watch a video on how to, but I just do that. Okay,
Well,
Kraken. I actually saw this on a post today. Talk about this amp here. Yeah,
the Kraken.
yeah, the Kraken. Where'd that name even come up? Let me pull up how much this thing is while you talk about it.
Well, the Kraken, we've always liked to play around with names, and some of these names are usually linked to.
Oh wait, this is a 30,000 watt amp,
Yeah, sure.
full bridge, 1 ohm
Yeah.
stable, and it's under 3,500. Okay, now talk, because that's actually, if you think about it, 30,000 watt full bridge. That's a big amp.
Yeah, and since they're full bridge, they're not strappable for JT who was asking about it. Most of our amps, like the larger amps, we've given them names, mythical names, or names that had something to do with, for instance, Norse mythology or Vikings and so on and so forth. And the Kraken is actually Norwegian. Well, I'm not saying it's a myth or something, but it used to be on the coast of Norway. Those big monsters, or what you could say. And usually that's a kind of mythical monster. Well, it would take down anything it had is in near sight. So, and this amplifier will more or less take down anything that you hook up to it.
Okay, so the Kraken is the largest amp. I don't see
The largest powered amp, yeah.
right. I don't see the Great White on the list.
The Great White we had as a limited amp for a couple of years.
Okay.
So we offered that in very limited quantities. I think we made less than 50 pieces or so. It was
And
always
that's-
supposed to be a limited one.
And that's how much power that thing was making?
Around about 16K at 1 ohm.
Right. Okay.
And
So
that's a Korean design, and it's also strappable. Power hungry though.
right. And then what definitely known for the Rampages, actually the Rage, which one you got them going all the way up the XLs? That's the
Yeah, that's the Rage XLs, and they also just came in a new lineup. And basically, all the Rage series that you're gonna get, you're getting not only like the V2, which has been on the market before, but once you get your subs in, it's gonna be the new, brand new V3, which we didn't really launch yet, but that's gonna be launched with you in the States. We have the Rage XLs, the V2, which has never been in the US either.
right.
So that's new as well. The Rage component kit, it's also on a V2, hasn't been in the States as well. So there's a lot of stuff, new stuff.
What about the 32-inch subs? I guess kind of known because Steve Mead did them in his house. Has anybody really done them in a car?
We've seen a few in the car or in cars, but I haven't really seen that much traction in comparison to what Steve Mead has done in terms of in his house. But I've seen a few in cars, but I haven't really had the pleasure of enjoying them.
Right. Okay. So there's a full line amps, subwoofers, mids and highs, tweeters, and then even you're known for these nice 3-way sets, right?
Sure,
Mid-bass,
we've been
mid-range.
SQ set for quite a while.
Yeah. Let's see. Larietta says here, fact, loves the amps of white. Love the fact some of the amps are white. Most white amps are marine only, but I prefer white in the car. Do you think you ever got any kind of pushback on having everything white?
We tried to, well, I'm not saying, let's say we tried to be more adaptive. So at a time we did a red series, red anodized, which we really loved.
Yeah, red's
we
cool.
got more pushback on that one because people said, well, it doesn't fit so well if you have a yellow car and so on and so forth.
Right.
So we're like, yeah, well, I guess back to the drawing board, and we did white again. The only amp we really did in terms of like large amp that we did with that was black was the Raven, which makes sense because Ravens are black.
Right. Now, this is a crazy question, JD. DS18 sells so many different amps. You got to compare apples to apples. Just like here, there's going to be different models, degrees of the amp. Same thing in DS18. And they've come out with a lot of new stuff just late. So can't really answer or compare that question. If you guys have questions here, like some technical stuff, we could pick Jay's brain and see if he really knows his shit or not. What do you think? You just woke up. Remember, it's like in the middle of the dark night over there. I woke him up to do this. If somebody's just starting out and they want to do a B2 audio system, where will we put them? It would obviously be what? Like a Rampage, a couple 12s, one of the 3,000 watt amps.
From my point of view, I think the system that has the most bang for the buck, if you can say that, is the Rage line. Those who want more than that, of course, well, they go for the Rampage. Only Rampage series that I would choose all day is probably the 8-inch.
Right.
That's basically what people want. So we have the Rage 8, which is a great woofer, but it seems to be overshadowed by the Rampage.
Right.
Well,
you got the Rage, Riot, and then the Rage XL, correct?
Yeah, you have Riot, Rage XL, and then you have the Rampage.
Just sounds so bloody, man. Rage, Riot, like I thought Denmark was like laid back and
Vikings and stuff,
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude. What else we got here? I don't want to miss out. My only issue, red anodize. Here, let me pull this one up. I can read it. My only issue, red anodize, the sun can turn them pink. Black Raven was a beauty. I had 2 of them. Oh, there you go, Marshall. We got then you got some more people in here. Who's this? Never owned any B2. I almost grabbed an amp one time. Love to try out soon. Well, you could try it out sooner than you think because hopefully we have some stuff literally on the way here within a few days. What we got here? How about some 6-channel class AB? I didn't notice that. You still have some AB stuff, right?
Well, we did. It's not that much popular.
Yeah, people, not buying it.
It's what I'd say. I'm not saying it's a myth in terms of sound quality, but Class AB now versus very good made Class D, it's very hard to basically pick and choose those in terms of an AB test. Sure, if you're going back like 10, 15 years, sure. And also, of course, if you're comparing like a $2,000 Class AB amp versus like a $200 Class D amp, of course, there's a huge difference. But a lot of the high-end amps that you can get nowadays can be made as Class D.
Right.
A lot of the home audio amps like Ice Power that came with Bang & Olufsen, they are Class D as well.
Juan wants to know, does B2 have a subwoofer sensitivity above 90?
Yeah, if you basically go on our website or go on Big Jeff's website soon, you'll see that a lot of our subs have higher sensitivity than 90. Of course, the larger the cone area, well, the higher the sensitivity you will basically see on them.
Hold on, we have a Rage presentation wasn't shown yet. Just FYI, I thought we did pull that up. Hold on. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. So we got the Rage 6, the Rage 8. So the Rage 6 only comes in dual too. Why is that?
Yeah, well, when we asked the market what kind of subs do you want and so on and so forth, they said, well, in terms of 6.5s,
Right. Yeah.
they
Most people aren't putting two; they're doing more than two. So I can see that.
yeah they wanted to do at least four, and then basically you wire them in series and then in parallel, and then you go down to 1.0.
Right. And those are 400-watt RMS, 800-watt peak. Okay. And then you got the Rage 8 comes in dual 2 and dual 4, 500-watt RMS, and I've heard nothing but great things about those. And then you get to the 12, 2,000-watt RMS. Now, when you rate the stuff, are you rating as you're saying, hey, match this up with a 2,000-watt RMS amp, or it'll take more?
Well, in terms of, for instance, like the Rage 12, we've had people running those like two on an 8K.
Oh, wow.
Which is massive power, but that's what they do over here in Europe, and we haven't really had any issues with that. Of course, with any amp, well, make sure you run it with a clean signal, though.
Right. So, man, what blows my mind really about this, that the brand still gets so much attention not even being here. That's what just attracts me. Let's do this. Let's take a short video break. I want to get into a little more of your background and how this line came together. Everybody, keep in mind, we've been talking about this. This stuff is not that easy. Everybody talks about making a brand, a line. It's not easy. Just getting something that's already made here is a process, let alone starting from scratch. And that's what we've been working on. And we're finally at that point to make this happen. So when we get back, we're going to take a quick video break. We'll pick out a winner for those 1DDs and then do another giveaway. And I want to get a little more deeper on the culture of the brand, right? Why people follow this so hard. It's not just because you got a pretty face. There's a reasoning behind it. Let's take a quick video break. We'll be right back with Jay Holm for B2 Audio.
Let's look at some B2 audio in action. Check this out, not one, not two, three hair tricks at the same time.
So why do you think this brand has gotten so much traction? Like, it's still just seen constantly on social media. Why do you think that is?
I think people appreciate good stuff, and also they appreciate sincerity. We've tried to never be about the bullshit, and we believe that our brand should be a reflection of us. We also try to get along with every other brand that's out there. As well as possible. Of course, you have some people that have some armies and so on and so forth, and fanboys, but we try not to get too much into that. So we just try to make what we believe is good audio, which should reflect what we believe.
What countries actually is this sold to outside of here? I mean, where is your
we're sold worldwide. Those are some markets might not sell as much, but we have people buying it from Japan, South Africa, Thailand. Even had a guy in India buy some stuff at a time. The Middle East, we had some, which caused massive issues because it wasn't really sold directly through us, so it ended up being tons of copies. So I guess being copied is a great. Well, what do you say? Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Unfortunately, that doesn't really reflect my wallet, though.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
We're sold worldwide, but of course, the American market is a huge market.
Right. Well, let's do this before I forget. You guys pick a winner for the DD Audio EX 6.5Bs. Let's go ahead and pull up a winner. JT Garage. Nice.
Man, he won something anyways.
Yeah. JT, congratulations. You know how to hit us up. Big follower, man. Big supporter. We're going to have the other set, which we'll give away. Go ahead and comment the word coax, COAX. 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 Okay, so what do you think? Okay, so we're going to get this to market back in the U.S. We're going to build this back up. I mean, do you think you need to expand the line over time? Do you think you have a solid core and that's where we're going to be, pushing through?
No, of course we're not just leaning backwards and just believing that this is what we're just gonna settle with. That's also why last year we introduced brand new XL lines, more tweeters. We introduced another line of amps and so on and so forth. So of course we try to expand. We don't want to expand too quickly because we'd rather have continuity of that set product. But of course, there's not a day where it doesn't go by where we're looking into what can we do next, what can we improve, and what is there to improve, what is the market trend, and so on and so forth. And so we're always looking at what can we apply to our current lineups and where will it fit.
Do you think, I know wire's a commodity, but there's some people that like to go full blast front to back.
Yeah.
Brand.
We've made wire. I think we've made like wire three or four times. Initially, when we came out in 2007, 2008, we had wire, which was a hard sell. We still have our RCAs though, and stuff like that. But power wire was a really hard sell. We tried again a couple of years later. It wasn't really getting any easier. And then back in, I think it's 2016, we brought back, people still say that it's some of the best or amongst the better wire that was on the market at that time. But we weren't making any money.
Right,
so I was like, so either people are getting copper cheaper than the copper price and selling it cheaper than they should.
Or they're lying and they have aluminum put in there. That's what it really comes down.
Well, I didn't say that.
Right. But I mean, let's be real. But you do have what you call the snakeskin RCAs.
Yeah, sure. We have two lines. We have the Rampage 55, which is like the premium line. And then we have the RA 55, which is like the Rage 55. Both of them were snakeskin. Just the Rampage is a bit more high-end cable.
Okay, so I'm guessing metal ends on the higher end, twisted.
Sure.
Okay.
The cheaper one doesn't have the metal ends. It's more like molded, but still it's twisted, of course.
Okay. I want to jump into this. The X2, C15, 18, and 24. What is that? Because you're talking about 10,000 watt subwoofers.
Yeah, the new X2C series is it's on the verge of being launched. We just built a couple of the 18s I think it was last week or last 10 days. We did an entirely redesign of the motor and the coil, and we're really excited for those coming out. And due to
I actually would love to do a system with a 24-inch woofer. I mean, how often do you see that? You know what I mean? 10,000 watt subs. These things got to be monsters.
Well, the coil that we came out with is a very, very large coil. It's more than 1 pound, just a coil. And some SQ guys might say that we're stupid and it won't work and so on and so forth. But so far, the specs that we pull out of it with the new motor proved to be very, very good. It has the ability of playing audio in great with great reproduction. So it's not just like what do you call it?
Okay.
A unicorn. You know, it's a woofer that can be used.
Somebody brought up putting a new build. So I sold my golf cart.
Oh,
I wanted to build another one. I mean, I've had that one for a couple of years. It's been all over the place. And then nothing against it, but I want to put the Yukon up for sale because I just want to do something different. That probably will take longer to sell. Not everybody's got that kind of money laying around, but somebody commented about it, so I was just bringing it up. Give us more about you. I mean, are you just a guy slapping name on something, or do you got a background in this world?
well, I've worked in the audio industry since the 90s. I'm almost like exposing myself in terms of age and so forth. And I used to do installs back then. It was with Rockford and Phoenix, some Soundstream. So we've always had like a great input of audio in our part of the world. And of course, when I was like a young teenager, I was always dreaming about, well, one day I might be able to own some Phoenix amps and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, I made that happen when I was a little bit more than 18 years old. But I was in the industry. The first real larger company that I worked for was Blaupunkt, which also had their Velocity line, which was like their high-end line for car audio.
Now,
And that was back in the early 2000s.
what got you to say one day with your partner, hey, we're going to start a brand?
Yeah, well, we always had the idea of doing our own stuff. If we go back in the days, of course, we were huge fanboys of the old school audio, like which Phoenix had and PP and all that good stuff. And they had the white stuff back then, and we wanted to bring like some homage to that. We saw that Phoenix Gold in the late 90s, early 2000s. They were bringing out some of their cheaper lineups, the QX and those kind of amps, and the XS. The XS was actually far better than the QX, and we saw that maybe something was missing on the market in terms of what we would have loved. So we said that, hey, we might be able to add to that old school feel with like overbuilt amps and no compromise stuff. And it's so much easier when you start out doing such things because you don't really need to have like a huge amount of products. You're so dedicated. You only focus on maybe 2 SKUs. So that's what you do. And you don't even think about economics back then. So of course it's just like, let's make this and make sure that we can make it happen. And yeah, we made some very decent products back then, and they were groundbreaking, but it was also harder to sell.
Right.
Not everyone wants to pay that kind of money for that kind of products. And that's when you start getting into the economical side of the business. And that's also when it starts making more sense of what some brands have gone, I won't really say cheap in the line, but they more or less wanted to get into the mainstream market so they could still make sure that they could provide the massive product to those few crazy bass sets that there are out there.
Right. Let me ask you this too. I mean, you've been in this car audio world for a long time. Why? I mean, to bring the product back in without going to the story of what you went through. I mean, you could have hit up so many different people to do this. That would have said, here's money. Why did you wait so long? Well, I mean, was there a reason? I mean, were you I know America was still on your.
It took some time for us to basically figure out where we're going because we had a sufficient amount of product in the States that was, well, let's just say it was supposed to be either shipped back or it was supposed to go elsewhere. Well, we all know what happened there, which wasn't really with my approval. So we said, well, we need to clear out all the older stuff and basically make sure that people aren't saying that this is still connected to B2.
Right.
So previous people who's been there are not part of B2, will not support B2 and so on and so forth. So we said, well, let's make sure that we take control of what's going on instead of leaving it in the reins and having it unchecked. That's
Right.
basically what happened. We didn't have the ability to check what was going on in the market since was 2019 to 2022 because of the COVID. We didn't really know what was going on
Right. Yeah. And then
underneath.
after COVID, it really died down for car audio. 23.
Yeah, we went over there and we basically saw that, okay, so this is what's happening. Let's try to see if we can do something. And 2023, we basically just said, that was after Slam, we just said, hey, we need to do things in a different way. And if we aren't able to do that in a different way, we need to basically, do things in our own way.
Well, you can tell too, man. You take this. I mean, obviously, it pays the bills, but you take this personally. You take this brand.
Sure, it's anything that goes on with B2 is on a personal level for us. It's very personal because we're not like that huge company that has an influx of millions of dollars. So if you get screwed out of something, it really hurts. It's basically stealing money out of your family's pockets, and that's it really sucks.
Right. And what people, I don't know if people know, we've talked before, but you and me, we really just met a few months ago.
Sure.
We haven't known each other forever. We just, like I always say, you meet certain people in life where you just click right away and you feel like you've known them for a long time. And that's kind of how we hit up. And we have the same passion. I like making money. I like having toys, but it's, man, it's the customers in here right now that are the followers that keep me going. Even though I get pissed off with some of the shit that's talked, like out of left ear, like Trump supporters, and I'm like, what the fuck are these people talking about? These are the people in here that keep me going, doing what I do. So meeting you and having that, first, time we met, and then having the opportunity too. I ain't gonna lie, it's an opportunity. I've done it with a few brands, but not had the full control over it. I even had, I just told you, Redenzo radar detector. I did $750,000 last year, not in sales, purchases.
Mm-hmm.
$750,000 1 year on the radar detectors, and then they fucking just pulled it for me. It's pretty fucking crazy. And you in business, you got to be untrusting already. So it's hard to find people that you click with that are on a different path than just money. Obviously, money matters. You got to pay the bills, but there's more to it. So, I think that's how we're going to link up and revamp this brand here, because it's been around. You've still been doing this, So your factory or your warehouse is what, in Denmark, or where is it actually located?
It's in Denmark, in the capital of Denmark, Copenhagen. Let me just reply to this guy. We make shallow woofers. Currently, it's not anything that we're focusing that much on because the feedback that we got was basically they don't sell. But it's not a problem for us to bring it back. If Jeff says that, hey, this year it's selling in the States, then sure, it's not a problem. Basically, pressing play again and bringing them back.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's going to be the big thing for everybody that does come along on the B2 Audio brand, being that we're going to have so much communication with the factory. We'll be able to kind of let them know what the U.S. market wants. And if it is shallow type woofers, then, we can get that going for sure. But you don't live near that. You got to actually go there. So you live far away.
I live in the southern part of Norway, which basically is it's a boat trip away, 3.5 hours away from Denmark, and then I need to drive to the warehouse, which is another 3.5 hours.
Wow. So why not live closer or have the warehouse closer to you?
Because Norway is not a part of the EU, European Union, so it's very hard to basically do any sales, exports, and so on and so forth. Because the European Union, you can basically send anything anywhere without having to do a lot of custom papers and so on and so forth. And Norway is the position of Norway is far away from anything in terms of shipping and so on and so forth. Denmark is right next to some of the larger ports in Europe. You have Holland, like Rotterdam. You have Hamburg, which are huge ports where a lot of stuff comes into. So if we needed to be having it in Norway, it means further delays and so on and so forth. And also, well, the brand originated in Denmark, and I'm Danish. The reason why I'm in Norway is a family decision. So that's
Right.
basically why.
Right. So if you have any questions, we're getting close to, I like keeping it an hour plus. Jay is basically up in the middle of the night doing this for us. I'm looking here. Shallow woofers so much better. Yes. If you have any questions about woofers, mids and highs, like I said, we will be doing full out pictures, video on all the product. We're going to try rebuilding up the B2 Audio YouTube. If you are interested, we will. We already have a brand page set up on bigjeffaudio.com. If you know a shop or you're friends with a shop or you are a shop interested, definitely reach out to sales rep. If you're new, you can go to bigjeffaudio.dealer.com and down there picks what brands you're interested in. We have B2 Audio up there, and we'll definitely get back with you. Is this line or the subs? Can you recommend them using a good like a prefab box, or do you recommend that they get something built? We have the King boxes, we have the GP Audio boxes, the Adires that are actually tuned to different frequencies. Can any of the woofers work?
Sure.
Efficiently?
A lot of the pre-built boxes you have nowadays are very solid. We even came with some ourselves for dual 8s and dual 12s. But as long as you have like decent tuning and a decent enclosure volume, it shouldn't be any issue at all. I would say if you're buying like a $1,500 sub, you don't really want to put it in a $200 enclosure.
No, you want to get something built then. But there are a lot better built boxes now that you can buy.
Sure.
Jay Daniel says, Jay, let's do a double basket like old school Soundstream LVSs.
Yeah, well,
I don't know how
I don't really
efficient that
see the point of doing it though. But hey, it could look cool, but it's not really on our main main radar of what we should be doing.
Right. Well.
Yeah, coaxials. Well, we're coming out. Of course, that was probably for the DD stuff, but we're bringing in some coaxials as well right now, 6.5s and 6x9, which are going to be what we would say kind of groundbreaking, because it's not just like an ordinary coaxial; it's a concentric coaxial where the tweeter is more or less like mid-range. It goes in and plays very low. So once they are in, we will let people know, and you will, of course, be the first to get a sample in the States as well.
Ported, vented, or fourth order bandpass. I like the lows. I'm not sure if that's a question what you would respond to that.
Most people running our subs have no problem running them in porter or bandpass.
Right.
The specs that we have on our subs, we try to make them as versatile as possible, and that's also because in Europe we don't really have the large cars, so we need to make sure that they can fit in sealed enclosures, which also makes them work in bandpass. So we don't really need to have 6 cubes for like a 12-inch or something like that. We try to make them fit in smaller enclosures as well.
Right. Let's go ahead and give away this other set of 6.5s. For the people that did, we were using the word coax. I'll let Jay announce the winner on this one. Who's the winner of the second set of DD Audio?
Will Alicia, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Contact us at 737 Big Jeff, and we'll get you taken care of. Jay, I'm excited, man. I'm actually calm excited. I told you today, I'm ready just to, because this is the first time. I'm always that guy, and that's how you build company. It's like nitrous, gas pedal to the floor, and I knew I wanted to take time on this to do this right, and that's what we've been doing. And I told him today, it's like, man, I'm just ready now. Let's get this going.
It's a lot of work in the background that people don't know.
They don't know, man. They just think, oh, it's there, and there you go. It's not. So we will hopefully have at least first round of product. I'm hoping possibly by the end of the month. I mean, we could probably close to
Sure.
that. Yeah, and get mids and eyes, tweeters, and some of the smaller amps, and then we'll back that right up with the subwoofers and the bigger stuff. Being that we're bringing it in full time, we're going to go all out. Pictures, dimensions, specs, videos, the whole world for sure. And then, like always, we'll do some kind of giveaway to get the word out there. But Jay, thanks for coming on. I know it's super late there. Thank you for
You're
everybody
welcome,
that came on
man.
tonight. We had a great crowd, real excited. It was funny when you came and visited after, what was it, CS or SEMA? I forget which one.
It was SEMA.
SEMA. And then we were here kind of hanging out all day, whatever. And I said, let's just shoot a video. We don't know what's going to happen. And we did that.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I'm like, let's just record us talking and whatever. And if something happens, we can use it. And it was really cool because even then the idea was out. We were talking. You actually delayed your trip to go home to come visit over here. And now we're finally at that point, and I'm excited to bring this line in. Hopefully, a lot of people jump on. I know we got a lot of fans here for Def Bonds and DS18 and Sundown and all of them, and that's cool. Give it a shot, and if you're going to make a change or you're going to try something new, give it a shot. You definitely won't be unhappy. Keep in mind, this brand has not been here for a long time, and it still gets talked about constantly. There's a reason for that. So I'm excited. I hope everybody's excited. Jay, hopefully we get you over here and you can co-host again next time here in the States. It's kind of cool though, man. Sweet like a Danish. What is Denmark known for? Is it Danish? No.
Well, they're known for Vikings and Legos.
Legos
Danish.
The Vikings is where you live. Norway is more like boats and Vikings and crap.
Yeah, well, but you could also say that basically Denmark used to rule Norway, so the first real king they had was a Danish king. So a lot of the stuff that's built in Norway is built by the Danes back then. Of course, not if you go like way, way, way back, but there's Danish Vikings, Norwegian Vikings, Swedish Vikings. You even have Icelandic Vikings, which basically Iceland. In the older days, they spoke Danish there as well. Actually, they were taught Danish, but before that, they spoke more like original Norse.
What? Is it friggin' cold over there right now?
Well, I'm on a Celsius kind of thingy here, so it's around about 8 degrees. Tomorrow is going to be snowing actually, which really sucks.
Yeah, we'll be in the mid 80s tomorrow. So.
Oh, yeah, that's what I would have loved. But for sure, Denmark is known for their pastry and Legos and great sound. If you ask in the world, a lot of good sound comes out of Denmark, like high quality sound quality builds.
Yeah. There is some product up on the website. I saw somebody read it. We will get it up as fast as possible. I'll keep everybody updated, obviously, when it ships, when we get an ETA, when it delivers. We will keep everybody updated. Hopefully you try some out. This was episode 44. Jay Holm for B2 Audio. I appreciate you coming on.
You're welcome.
It's going to be a good build this year, and then next year, I think, man, we're going to be we're both going to be happy.
We'll still be here. I'm not saying we're going away. Actually, we're going to be more present, and of course, we're going to be at shows as well. We are, as usual, we are going to be at Slam, and it's going to be a very good show for those who make it to Slam.
You got a couple sponsored vehicles. One is the Stormtrooper.
Yeah,
that's all B2. So, who knows when things get situated here? Maybe somebody gets some kind of sponsoring. We'll see what happens. Right now, we worry about getting the product here and starting to get it out there and let everybody get a taste for it. Okay, episode 44, Big Sound by Big Jeff. I appreciate you coming on, everybody. Thank you so much. It's been a great tax year so far. We've been super busy. Thank you for the love and the support. I tell everybody, don't get involved in all that. What did you call it? They're like go teams. Like there's people out there. Don't even get involved. Enjoy this industry, everyone. Enjoy making music, being bassy, being loud,
For the
enjoy.
love of music.
Yeah, 100%. Do what you do. Don't worry about what anybody else says or does, and enjoy this whole hobby industry. For some of you, it's a life. I'm closing this down. Jay Holm from overseas, B2 Audio, about to be here in the U.S. within a few weeks with Big Jeff Audio. Thank you, everyone. I want you all to have a great night. We'll see you next week with what do we got next week, Taylor?
We got the DJ next week.
Oh, yeah, DJ Mark V. I don't know if you ever catch, man. I always repost. He promotes the shit out of us. He's got a live feed every Friday out of Orlando. Really cool guy. We're gonna have him on. It's just really one of those really nice, cool guys, man. And man, he can mix it up. DJ Mark V will be on next week. Just kind of toss it up. It ain't about speakers, it's about music. And he's a car audio guy himself. In fact, he's kind of cool. He's got some fake records that look like speakers, like Sir and Vega, JL Audio, stuff like that, which is real cool. And we can learn something from everybody. Okay, everybody. Thank you. It is a night. He's ready to go to bed. I'm ready to get the hell home and get out of here. Thank you, the Taylor No Hair and Ben Jammin, for putting on another show. Let's take us out of here, fellas.
Show in the bag, yeah, that's a wrap. Big Sound is the best, and it ain't no cap. Hit the website if you need that merch. It's Big Jeff Audio and hit the search. I know you had fun, yeah, you gotta admit it. That boy Big Jeff took his thing and he did it. Always a win, yeah, never a L. Did you smash the like, subscribe, and hit the bell? Share it on your socials, put it on blast. We'll be back next week with another podcast. Big Sound in the house, like no other. Deviant and Big Jeff, the bass head